When you search for the smartest dog breed in the world, one name consistently tops every list: the Border Collie. They are the Einsteins of the canine kingdom. But the Border Collie we see winning agility competitions today looks very different from the rugged ancestors that roamed the Scottish borders a century ago. To understand this evolution, we must travel back to the late 19th century, to the desolate, rocky hills between Scotland and England. Here, shepherds didn't care about fluffy coats or ear shape. They cared about one thing: survival. They needed a dog that could control sheep in treacherous terrain. The story of every Border Collie alive today begins with one specific dog. His name was Old Hemp, born in 1893. He is the father of the breed. Before Old Hemp, sheepdogs were noisy. They barked and nipped at the sheep's heels to move them. It was chaotic and stressful for the livestock. Old Hemp was different. He was silent. He moved with a stealthy grace, using his body position and his intense stare to move the sheep. This was the birth of the eye, the hypnotic, intimidating stare that Border Collies use to control animals. It is a modified predatory stalk. Old Hemp was so successful that he sired over 200 puppies. His genes became the blueprint for the perfect working dog. Function was the only standard. In those early days, a Border Collie could look like anything: short hair, long hair, floppy ears, pricked ears. If it could herd, it was a good dog. Then came the 20th century, and with it, the rise of kennel clubs and dog shows. This was the moment the breed began to split in two. The show world demanded a standard. They wanted consistency. They wanted a specific look that could be judged and awarded ribbons. This led to the creation of the show line Border Collie. Breeders began selecting for thicker coats, blockier heads, and a calmer temperament. Today, this divergence is stark. The Barbie Collie, as some working shepherds call them, is undeniably beautiful, with a glamorous, flowing coat. But form often conflicts with function. A coat that is too long and thick is a liability on a farm. It catches burrs, mud, and overheats the dog. The working line Border Collie, by contrast, has stayed true to Old Hemp. They are athletic, lean, and often have shorter, functional coats. Let's look at the structure. Show lines often have heavier bones and a more square body. Working lines are lighter, built for speed and endurance. The head shape has changed dramatically. The show dog has a more defined stop, the forehead drop, giving them a cuter, friendlier appearance. The working dog's head is often flatter and broader, designed for safety. A broad skull protects the brain from the kick of a defiant sheep. Ears are another point of contention. In the show ring, tipped ears are preferred. In the field, nobody cares if one ear is up and the other is down. But the biggest change isn't physical, it is mental. The drive, the overwhelming desire to work, has been toned down in some show lines. A working Border Collie is a workaholic. If they don't have sheep, they will herd cars, children, or even dust motes in a sunbeam. This high drive makes them challenging pets. The evolution into a pet dog has created a creature that often struggles with modern suburban life. The intense alertness that saved them on the farm manifests as noise phobia or reactivity in the city. A truck backfiring sounds like a gunshot to them. Show breeders have attempted to breed an off switch, a dog that can relax on the couch but still perform in the ring. However, genetics are tricky. You cannot easily separate the intelligence from the energy. They are intertwined in the Border Collie's DNA. They are capable of learning over 1,000 words, as proven by Chaser, the famous Border Collie. Their cognitive ability is on par with a toddler. This intelligence is a double-edged sword. A smart dog gets bored easily, and a bored Border Collie is a destructive genius. Let's discuss health. The narrowing of the gene pool for show dogs has introduced genetic diseases that were rare in the working fields. Hip dysplasia and epilepsy have become concerns. Working shepherds selected for health by default. An unhealthy dog couldn't work and wasn't bred. In the show world, a dog might win a championship ribbon for its coat, even if its hips are less than perfect. Form is prioritized over longevity. Color has also evolved. Originally, black and white was common, but color didn't matter. Now, Merle and red coats are trendy and fetch high prices. This demand for color led to double Merle breeding, breeding two Merles together. This often results in puppies that are born blind or deaf. It is a tragic example of aesthetic preference causing biological harm. Responsible breeders avoid this, but backyard breeders chase the profit. Despite the split, the Border Collie remains the king of sheepdog trials. No other breed can match their precision and speed. The outrun, the wide arc the dog runs to gather sheep is instinctual. It is the evolution of the wolf encircling its prey. But where the wolf closes the circle to kill, the Border Collie holds the circle to control. They are hunters who have decided not to bite. In modern times, their job has shifted from herding sheep to herding frisbees and agility poles. They dominate dog sports globally. This new job has saved the breed in many ways. It gives their active brains an outlet in a world where few people own sheep. However, the flyball Border Collie is evolving too. They are being bred for pure speed and adrenaline, sometimes sacrificing stability. There is a saying, no sheep, no collie. Purists believe that if a dog cannot herd, it shouldn't be called a border collie. The Kennel Club recognition in 1976 was fought against by working shepherds. They feared exactly what has happened, the prioritization of looks. They created the ISD's International Sheepdog Society Registry to protect the working lines. To this day, an ISDS dog is valued for work, not beauty. So, what is the Border Collie of now? It is a breed with a split personality. It is two dogs sharing one name. For the average owner, a working line dog is often too much dog. They require hours of activity. The show line might be a better fit, but even a calm Border Collie is more active than 99% of other dogs. They are not a dog you just buy. They are a lifestyle you adopt. The evolution hasn't stopped. We are now seeing sport mixes, Border Collies crossed with Whippets or Staffies for even more speed. Comparing a Border Collie to a Labrador is like comparing a Ferrari to a minivan. Both are cars, but their purposes are entirely different. The famous Border Collie crouch is unique. Their shoulder blades are looser than other dogs, allowing them to drop low instantly. This gives them a feline quality. They move more like cats than dogs when they are in herding mode. Eye color has also diversified. The piercing blue eyes of a Merle can be mesmerizing, but in the past, shepherds preferred dark eyes to avoid scaring sheep. The walleye, one blue, one brown, is a common quirk in the breed. It adds to their mystical, eccentric appearance. The tail is their rudder. A working Border Collie carries its tail low. A high tail indicates distraction or aggression, which is bad for herding. The white tip on the tail has a purpose. It helps the shepherd see the dog in the dark or through dense brush. It is a beacon. Their paws are compact and oval, designed for varied terrain. They are the all-terrain vehicles of the dog world. The modern household environment is the biggest challenge for their evolution. Slippery floors, confinement, and lack of mental stimulation are torture. We have invented brain games and puzzle feeders just to keep them sane. We are simulating the complexity of the farm in the living room. But no toy can replace the feeling of controlling a living being. That is the biological itch they are desperate to scratch. Will the Border Collie eventually lose its herding instinct completely? Will it become just another pretty pet? As long as there are farmers and sport enthusiasts, the working flame will act as a guardian of the genome. The instinct is dominant. You can take a showline puppy who has never seen a sheep, put him in a field, and he might still try to circle. You can breed for coat, you can breed for ears, but you cannot easily scrub out 100 years of old hemp. Ant's influence. The whistle commands used by shepherds are a language of their own. Come by, clockwise, and away to me, counterclockwise. It is like remote control. The shepherd is the brain, the dog is the legs. This partnership is unique in the animal kingdom. In the city, this partnership becomes the owner and the dog navigating traffic and crowds. The bond remains. but the context shifts. Car chasing is a common problem. To a border collie, a car is just a very fast, very large sheep that refuses to be herded. Shadow chasing is another neurotic behavior that has emerged. The dog becomes obsessed with lights and shadows. It is a mind turned inward. This is the dark side of their intelligence. A mind that never stops can drive itself crazy if not directed. Exercise is not enough. You cannot tire out a border collie physically. They will run until they die. You must tire them out mentally. The recall is their most important command because they are so fast and independent. A border collie with no recall is a lost dog. Their coat has evolved from the rough, weatherproof texture to a softer, silkier texture in show lines. The original coat was self-cleaning. Mud would dry and fall off. The modern show coat acts like a sponge and requires hours of grooming. Grooming a show border collie is a part-time job. Grooming a working border collie involves a hose and a towel. The feathering on the legs has become excessive in some show dogs, hindering movement in tall grass. Yet, we must admit, the show border collie has brought the breed to the masses. They are the ambassadors of the breed on TV and in movies. Babe the movie caused a spike in ownership. People wanted the smart pig herding dog, not realizing the work involved. This led to a crisis in rescue centers. The then dog worker does not fit into the now lifestyle apartment. But for those who can manage them, they are the ultimate companion. They are telepathic. They know you are leaving before you pick up your keys. They read micro expressions. If you are sad, they know. If you are angry, they try to appease you. They are emotional mirrors. The evolution of the border collie is a case study in human intervention. We took a perfect biological machine and tried to customize it. Some changes were good, making them more accessible. Some were bad, compromising their health and function. What is the future? Will the two lines split into two separate breeds, the border collie and the border show dog? Many argue they already have. A working sheepdog and a Crufts winner are genetically drifting apart every generation. But there are dual-purpose breeders trying to bridge the gap, keeping the look but preserving the engine. It is a difficult balance, as the saying goes. You cannot drive a Formula One car to the grocery store. Owning a border collie is a responsibility. You are the custodian of a high-performance brain. They are not dogs for the lazy. They are dogs for hikers, runners, trainers, and thinkers. If you want a dog to sit on the sofa and look pretty, get a stuffed animal. If you want a partner, get a border collie. The bond formed through training is deeper than simple affection. It is a working partnership. From 1893 to 2024, the world has changed. The sheep are gone, replaced by cars and computers. But the border collie has adapted. They have traded the pasture for the agility course, the barn for the suburban home. They are the survivors of the agricultural revolution. They are the refugees of the old world, living in the new. And through it all, the eye remains that intense, piercing stare that says, I am ready. What is next? The evolution continues. Perhaps the next step is not physical, but cognitive. But let us never forget old Hemp. Let us never breed the dog out of the border collie, because a border collie without drive is just a collie, and the world has enough of those. We must protect the fire inside them, even if that fire burns a hole in our rug sometimes. They are the smartest, most neurotic, most loving, and most demanding dogs on earth, and we wouldn't have them any other way. This is the story of the border collie, from the Scottish hills to the Crufts ring, a story of function versus form, of old Hemp versus Barbie. Which one is the real border collie? The answer is in the eye of the beholder. But if you ask the sheep, they will tell you it is the one that makes them move. The then was about survival. The now is about companionship. Both are valid, both are loved, but they are different. Understanding this difference is the key to happiness with your dog. Respect the genes, respect the history, respect the intelligence. Look at your border collie tonight. See the wolf, see old Hemp, see the evolution. They are a masterpiece of nature and nurture combined, and they are waiting for you to throw the ball right now. Don't make them wait. Their ancestors didn't wait. The Border Collie, the dog that changed the world, one sheep at a time. Thank you for watching the evolution of the world's smartest dog. If you own a Border Collie, tell us in the comments working line or show line. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more evolutionary deep dives. Remember, a tired Border Collie is a good Border Collie. See you in the next documentary. Credits roll. Outtakes of funny clip. Final screen.